Hi, welcome back for this video. I'm so excited to share with you this concept because this really is the magic of the entire 5-season system. There is no 5th season in the world, as we know. There is a winter, a summer, a spring, and a fall, but this is my creation, and it's so powerful. It really is the power season, and I call it the Crossroads. The Crossroads are the most fundamental place to be in any season. And in your business and in your life, you can come up to the crossroads 5, 10, 20 times a day, easily, depending on how many interactions you have. Because the crossroads is really the place to which you stand at a moment and you have to decide, do I go back to winter? Do I fight this client? Do I put myself down? Do I go into that money mindset blizzard? Do I find all my automatic negative thoughts? Do I give away my services and not charge for them again? Do I go down that winter path? Or do I find myself going to summer? Do I find myself putting down my boundaries? Do I find myself saying what my value is and what I'm willing to accept? Do I guide my clients to summer by helping them see with my expertise what the best solution is for them? Do I tell myself that I did a great job even though it didn't turn out the way I wanted? Do I go back to summer? So at the crossroads, you may feel torn between reacting, which takes you to winter, or responding, which is the path to summer. You might absolutely feel anxious about which path to take, right? One might feel easier, one might feel harder, and you're anxious about which one do you do. You're emotionally on edge and indecisive in that moment. You don't know what to do, and so you're teetering between the two. You are impatient to get through the issue. You just want it solved. And you're intent on making a decision, but maybe you're stuck in analysis paralysis. You want to make the decision. You are on edge. You're tired of being scared. You want to just get it over with, but you don't know what to do. So in that case, we turn to a space 2 steps before the crossroads, which is really approaching that decision. How do we make decisions? So let's talk about that. How do you make decisions in your business? How do you decide what coach to invest in or what product to buy? How do you decide what logo and branding you want or what packaging you want for your product? How do you decide where to put your application to be a speaker or where to submit a bid to, compete for a project, to provide an estimate for something? How you make those decisions is really a great place to start, because when you understand how you already make decisions, you can just add on this extra layer of understanding. Some of your decisions will bring you back to summer, and some of your decisions will bring you back to winter, and you can intentionally choose the summer path. And one way we do that, which is we've done this for 1,000 years, is creating a pros and cons list. So what does it mean to make this decision? Does this decision bring me to winter? Am I going to feel overwhelmed? Am I going to feel burnt out? Is it going to push me beyond the edge? Am I going to have to hire people quickly and outsource quickly just to try to cover all of the work that I'm signing up for? Or can this decision lead me to summer where I have opportunity for growth, where I get to try something I haven't tried before and I'm excited about that? Can I take my clients to a new level of understanding about their work, their projects, or whatever I support them in? When you know that every decision will either take you towards the path to winter or the path to summer, it makes it very clear to know what path to take. Now, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes we do the path to winter. intentionally. There have been times in my business where I'm thinking, I'm gonna do this one. I know it's gonna hurt. I know it might suck. I know there might be pain involved, but I feel compelled, or there's an outcome that I want to achieve and I want to do this. And I think about Tony Robbins, and I don't know anything about any of this, so I might have this all wrong, but I saw a snippet online and people signed up for his program and they ran through hot coals, right? They ran over hot coals and you could see them beforehand. They were panicked. They were paranoid that they were going to be burnt. They were terrified of what that meant. And then they show the people running across the hot coals, and then afterwards they are elated. They are jumping up and down. Anything is possible for these people when they just ran over hot coals, right? So when you have that kind of understanding, there may be something uncomfortable, and hopefully it's not burnt feet. There might be something uncomfortable. There might be something very painful, emotionally, or you might actually have to break up with a client. You might have to fire a client, right? To get to the next level. And I see this a lot of times with solopreneurs where they do very small offers with very small pricing, and they have their clients who they love and they've become friends with, and they want to charge more and they want to offer different things, and they have to release their relationship with this client. And they're like, I don't want to go to winter. I don't want to fight with them. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want them to say that I'm not worth this other price, right? I don't want to go into winter. But sometimes you do have to take that path and just say, this is not for me, because what I want next is even brighter, is even, more fulfilling for me as an entrepreneur. It gives me more time freedom, or more money, or more control over my creative process, right? So there is a time sometimes where you're like, this is gonna hurt, but I know the outcome is what I want. And in that case, when you stand at the crossroads, it's totally fine because you know it, right? The crossroads is really an opportunity for you to understand, what is the summer path? What is the winter path? Okay. I've thought about it, and now I can make an informed decision, because we don't want you going through the world reacting to things, to a negative review online, to a client pushing back, to somebody being snarky about your prices, somebody saying your quality is not great. We don't want you in this reaction zone, because that's where your inner critic lives, right? That is where your automatic negative thoughts are going to be piling up inside of you, those thousands of strands of spaghetti going, see, I knew you were terrible. I knew you couldn't do it. I knew you weren't worthy. I knew you'd mess this up. You're no good for anybody. None of your clients will benefit from you when you're in that state of frenzy, right? So knowing your path to winter and your path to summer gives you all the power that you need to then make the decision. To say, I'm going to decide this because this is right for me in this day, in this time, and that's fine because I can do it willingly. I'm going in open-mindedly. I'm not reacting to everything. I'm responding. I'm responding to the negative feedback. I'm responding to the challenge on my prices. I'm responding to 5 people turning me down in a row. And I'm not saying it's because I suck. I'm not saying it's because I don't have anything worthwhile. I'm going to look at what I'm offering. Maybe my messaging is wrong. Maybe it's not the right place. Maybe these aren't the people who need this solution, right? So responding is very different than reacting. And the crossroads gives us that. It gives us the time and the space to sit back and say, I want to choose summer. What does that look like? And if I need to choose winter in the short term, what am I getting myself into? As long as you know, you have the power of the crossroads. So here we are going to talk about what we learned at this module stop. So I want you to think about how you typically make decisions. I think that's important. If you are quick and impulsive and you react, very quickly to the energy and the pushing, and the force of the person you're involved in at the time, that's a very different scenario than stepping back and evaluating both ways. If you make decisions quickly, which is amazing, are you able to really understand the repercussions? Because some people can make decisions quickly and then know that they have the power to make those decisions right, even if they weren't quite right at the beginning. But other people make quick decisions without thinking it through, and then they're in hot water. And then they've either hurt a client or hurt their opportunities to speak somewhere or to provide value to some company, and that hurts them. So look at how long it takes you to make decisions, and do you have enough data to make decisions in the time that you typically do? If you need a few more moments, please, by all means, this is your business. Take the moments. Say, I would love to get back to you. I would like X amount of time. I'd like 1 hour, please. I'd like 1 day, please. I'd like 1 week, please. Whatever you need to fully assess what summer looks like and what winter looks like. And then I want you to think about, what are some surefire benefits if I choose summer? So if I'm going to choose the summer path, what do I know that I can get from it? Either more opportunity to share my message, I can let more people use my product, I can solve more people's problems. What is it in a business sense that summer will provide if you take the summer path at the Crossroads? Because then you're fully thinking, right? Then you're fully understanding the power at the Crossroads. And powerful crossroads are the greatest. Anyways, thank you for joining me on this video. I look forward to seeing you at the next one. So please take care and finish your work. Bye.